County Bounty is a completely volunteer-driven campaign formed during the early days of the pandemic. It's in an area where nearly a quarter of the people who live there deal with hunger issues.
Yeah. Do you want me to introduce like our roles or just our names?
You can start with the names.
Okay. My name's Mary Lehman.
And I'm Sarah Trenzo.
And Colleen Hanlon-Smith.
And can you guys explain Waldo County Bounty?
Sarah?
Where do we start? What a journey.
Waldo County Bounty is a food security community-based organization that sprung up to do emergency hunger relief and to make sure sales were happening on farms during the beginning of the pandemic.
Yeah.
I think that issue feels like solvable. Like there are things I don't know how to solve, like, climate change.
Penny, the sky is falling.
But but this is like, there's a bunch of farmland. There's a bunch of people that want to farm. Like there are people that need better food. Like we should be able to connect those dots without doing some kind of like crazy reinvention.
All right, yeah. So we're standing in the barnyard, Village Side Farm. Do you want me looking at the camera or not necessarily?
You can look at me behind the camera, I guess.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so standing in the barnyard, Village Side Farm in Freedom. We grow here. We've been here for about 22 years and have been farming the land. It's about 40-acre field for the last 15. And we grow about 6 acres of mixed vegetables and herbs. Yeah, so one thing we're doing this year with Waldo County Bounty, which is exciting, is for the past number of years, we often have leftover seedlings, extras, and we've coordinated with Waldo County Bounty for them to collect those at no charge and distribute them to area soup kitchens so people can pick them up along with food to plant themselves. And this year, Waldo County Bounty raised some money, about $5,000, to contract with us to grow specific seedlings that, so it's not just sort of a random whatever we've got left over. But yeah, that's Leah. She's waiting for green grass at this point. She's tired of hay every day.
Veggies for All, Unity Food Hub, Unity Barn Raisers, which all had food access
like
programs.
Colleen's business is doing all of the distribution and any like product movement is happening on her trucks with her logistics team, interfacing with food pantries, incorporating the gleaning into that, so like there's a specialization there. And like I've been, doing grant writing and other kinds of fundraising as a consultant. And so like I've kind of specialized into that corner, so we have those like discrete areas of work, but then also you just get a sense of like the micro, what is somebody good at? Like what is somebody the best person for?
Mary's ability, even though she's going to write an email that says great exclamation point, Waldo County Bounty is onboarding new board members right now. We have a lot of stakeholders within the community. So to have someone that writes great exclamation point and that is like just cultivating this as a fun thing to be doing together and isn't the one that's like, when is the meeting happening and where are we meeting? Like there needs to be all of that.
A grassroots initiative in Waldo County helping to fight hunger has cooked up quite the partnership with a nationally renowned restaurant.
Alyssa Thurlow takes us to Freedom to hear how the Lost Kitchen is opening the door for the organizers of Waldo County Bounty.
I knew that we could do something big. I had no idea really how big.
It's been nearly 7 years since Erin French opened the much-loved restaurant in Freedom called The Lost Kitchen. The restaurant is located at the Mill at Freedom Falls. Each year, hundreds of people from all over the world pay a visit to the restaurant through their reservation lottery system. Postcards are being accepted now with a twist this year. Aaron offered folks early access to the lottery system in exchange for a donation to Waldo County Bounty. In just 24 hours, more than $100,000 was raised for the grassroots initiative. That number has now grown to more than $325,000.
Lost Kitchen, which is a restaurant in Freedom that has international fame at this point, and Aaron, the chef owner there, who's from Freedom and has created this amazing restaurant. We were all
Colleen lives like 3 doors up the road.
3 doors up the road. I worked with her the first 6 months when the restaurant first opened, when I was in between a couple different things, but we were all having tacos at Lissa's house. We were having a meeting. Lissa also lives in the village of Freedom.
Is that what that was?
This is how it happened. I just wrote a thank you note, and Aaron followed up and said, I have this idea. What if we could leverage these 40,000 postcards that people are sending in to maybe get an opportunity at a 40-seat restaurant? And is there a way that we could just suggest that maybe they make a donation?
I remember you telling us this, and none of us really paid. We were like, cool, that's cool, because we were like, that's going to be a good 10,
like
15
that'll be
grand.
that'll
Cool,
be great.
thanks,
Like you're
Aaron.
excited about the 5,000. I was like, maybe we'll get this 10,000, right?
You called me, and I remember exactly where it was, and you were like, holy shit, look at PayPal. And I like logged on to PayPal, and it was like 40 grand.
Yeah.
And I was like,
and this was overnight. This was
this was like in the afternoon.
Okay, yeah, this was the first hours.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? And like you and I just kept rechecking it.
Refreshing it, right?
And from that afternoon to the evening, because we raised 90 to 100 grand that night, we were getting $10,000 an hour.
Meanwhile, I'm like running a business on the other end. So I'm like, what the? You know what I mean? God. So that was definitely like, I live for that stuff though. That was like finals for you guys. You know, that was just like, gotta do it. It was finals weekend. Yeah, for sure.
When your heart gets restless, time to go. When your heart gets weary, time to sing a song. But when a dream is calling you, there's more than one thing. You gotta follow that dream, wherever that dream may be. You gotta follow that dream, find the one.
You can kind of get a close up and just, you can come on in and just get a glimpse of what we're doing here. So today we have a chicken salad with potato, carrot sticks, fresh carrots. So that's an example of when, the produce is being utilized. Like 5 staff on hand and everybody else is volunteers. We have over 100 volunteers that keep us running. So it's a well-oiled machine, but we wouldn't be able to do it without those volunteers. Yeah, in Waldo County Bounty, they provide, thousands of pounds of produce for our guests to enjoy, for access for them, and then we'll utilize some as well for the food that we're serving. And throughout the whole season, the volunteers and the staff at Waldo County Bounty really support us in that way, and providing the fresh local produce that supports the farmers and supports us in order to get that farm fresh food to our families.
So what does Waldo County Bounty mean to each of you?
An opportunity to have kind of the work that I do day in and day out reflected in a community I deeply care about, and an opportunity to work as a team to take that on when sometimes it happens in sort of silos or on my own. And so just really grateful, really grateful. Getting a little teary-eyed.
Okay, sorry. I know Sarah got teary-eyed earlier.
Let me go back.
No, let it out.
I love you guys.
Let it out.
So what is the next step opportunities?
Always.
I feel like we're kind of stuck with each other as like greater friends,
Yeah, I think for both of you, like regardless of where it goes, like, or the medium, like you won't be able to not help people, whether it's through music or counseling or whatever it is. It's just kind of the central drive that brought us together in the first place.
But also the part of your question about like, well, what are you guys going to do next? And is it going to be together? And like, I don't like, life is very unpredictable, but like these people are my dear friends and feel like my sisters. And so I think it's going to be very hard to get rid of them.
Me too.
Girls.